My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Folks, welcome back. Today's zooming in from Columbus, Ohio. We have a midterm and short-term rental specialist, Mr. Adoram Shemesh, who does a combination of both. He does short-term rentals a la Airbnb as well as midterm rentals. So, Ado, nice to meet you. Welcome to the show.
Very nice to meet you, Dave. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you.
So give us a snapshot of what your real estate investing business looks like right now. We're almost at the end of 2024. What do you have in the portfolio? How many short-term rentals? How many long-term rentals? How many do you guys own yourselves? How many are you managing for other people? Just kind of give us the overview of what you're up to.
Absolutely. We own 4 properties. One is a duplex, so we have 5 doors. We co-host for a couple of people we know, if you're familiar with the term. So again, short-term rents, but just on someone else's property. One long-term, a couple of midterm, and then a few short-term rentals. So we're trying to mix. We love them all, but hospitality is great, and meeting new people from across the globe really is awesome.
Yeah, very good. So where are these properties? Are they all located close to you?
They're all in Columbus, Ohio. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So more or less, how long have you been doing this for, Ado?
So I've been doing something completely different for almost a decade. I was doing IP consulting. Originally started back in Israel. That's where I'm originally from, and into moving to the US. At some point, I did want to change what I'm doing. It was early 2020, and I told my wife.
Right when the pandemic was in full swing.
Exactly. That's exactly when we bought the first duplex outside of this house that we've been living in.
Yeah.
We moved into a small apartment from the house, assuming that the kids are going to school, so we have no problem to move into a smaller place.
Oh, no.
As soon as we moved, the week of March of 2020, there is no school.
Oh my God. How old are your kids? Or how old were they when that happened? That's 4 years ago now. So how old?
Yep. They're now 8 and 10. They were 4 and 6.
Oh my goodness. Everybody crammed in a small apartment. Oh,
right.
no.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it worked out, and we fell in love with the business and with hospitality and guests, and hope to keep going strong.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people and Airbnb really took off in the pandemic, that's for sure. A lot of people these days are kind of having second thoughts because so many municipalities are starting to clamp down on things. Are you guys having any challenges with that with your properties in Columbus?
Columbus is fairly friendly
Good.
to short-term rentals, and we're trying to do our best to keep it that way. I'm a little bit involved with advocacy and Airbnb, what they call community leadership. So we're trying to talk to people and keep trouble out of the city. So it stays that way. But I think Columbus, relatively, at least currently, and we hope we maintain it that way, is fairly friendly to short-term rentals.
All right. Very good. So what do you like the most about this business model, and what do you not like so much about it?
I love meeting new people.
So
I
are you
like.
actually meeting them, or is it more just on text message? Because isn't most of this hands off?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. For the most part, you don't meet them. Every now and then, I would say maybe 1 or 2 in 10 you would meet because of a question that they have, or physically you need to go there. Maybe 1 in 10. You do meet them on the platforms or text, sometime on phone calls. But it's a very people business,
Yeah.
and
It's hospitality, like you said, right? It really is.
Right, correct. The second thing is it's if you manage it right, it's more lucrative than other um, niches within real estate, I believe.
Yeah.
And so, if you provide the right amenities and you treat the guests the way they want to be treated, um, they keep coming back, and it's nice to have that.
Yeah, most definitely. So you've got some midterm rentals sprinkled in there as well as your short-term rentals. Are those dedicated midterm rentals or is it kind of as needed?
So for this duplex that we own, we mainly do midterm rentals,
Mm.
which is a very good mix, I would say, between long term and short term. If you don't want to be as hands on as short term rents,
Mhm.
um, and on the other hand, long term rents are less cash flowing, maybe sometime.
Yeah.
It's a good combination. You typically do not, or you see the guests or the tenants less than short term rents. Um, we mainly get people that come to work or visit family for a longer period of time. And if it's mainly work, they would leave at 6, 7 a.m. in the morning and they come back late at night to take a shower and go to bed. So there is less wear and tear. You
Mhm.
don't hear from them as often, and typically very good guests, and still you're able to charge significantly more than for a long-term rent. So it's a good mix.
Yeah, makes sense. Now you mentioned you're also doing some co-hosting with some other people. Tell me a little bit about that. How does that work?
Yeah, so co-hosting, I think, is a term that was coined relatively maybe in the last couple of years. It's mainly, and now Airbnb as a platform is trying to push this. They actually have now this co-host platform that if you're um, have enough experience and good enough reviews, etc., they would showcase you. They would show you to other hosts or other people that want to host and maybe do not have the time or the experience, and you can help them do that. So it's typically a percentage structure with the owner of the property, and you would do the online communication or the online everything that is needed to be done
Yeah.
for that. They would take care of maintenance typically. And then again, if you plug in another property into your system, it's not that hard. And again, if you have the experience and know how to do it, it could be a win-win.
Yeah, so it's almost like you're a property manager for somebody else's short-term rental, basically.
Correct, but as a co-host, so it really mainly is online, pricing, communication. Um, so not traditional property management.
Yeah,
We do not
you're
do
not
anything
cleaning and maintaining and that sort of thing. It's the online part of it, which is the biggest pain in the butt for a lot of people.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, attracting the guests and reviews, etc.
Yeah, exactly. So what have you learned through that process comparing to what you guys do with your own properties compared to what some other folks are doing with their properties? What's what do you usually typically have to do to kind of bring their properties up to standards?
That's a great question. We would work with the property owner in the beginning to make sure that we're on the same page design-wise and the kind of guests we would like to attract.
Mhm.
Because you can somewhat control that. And then my amazing wife would help with because she loves it, and she has her W-2, but she's again somewhat involved in the business, and she specifically likes the design part.
Mhm.
So it's very similar, but you want to make sure that the owner is on board and on the same page with you as to how the photos are going to look like, the
Yeah.
design, and the guests we want to attract. But again, I heard lately that I think it was referred to as startup, but someone said sales is everything. So if you have sales, people get to be happy with the process. If they see traction and the guests really come in and leave good reviews, they would typically be happy.
That's right. That's called proof in the pudding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ado, where do you see yourselves going over the next 12 to 18 months? where are you taking your real estate business?
Very good question. I was watching an earlier episode you had this morning, and this lady spoke about that bigger is easier. I think was the name of the episode, and I thought it's very smart to think that, and it's probably true. I think it's good to first master some niche
Yeah.
or something that you know how to do, and maybe then you can scale more exponentially or go bigger with multifamilies on, or in our case, maybe a small boutique hotel at some point. So we are thinking about maybe going a little bigger, like a 6, 8, 10 unit.
Mm,
Could be in Columbus or somewhere else, depending on what the opportunity will bring.
yeah.
But definitely thinking about something of that kind in the next 12, 18 months.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. Awesome. Awesome, Ado. So, well, thanks for being on the show. If we've got any of our viewers or listeners who would like to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
So LinkedIn is a good communication channel. I think it's my name, my full name, Adoram, last name Shemesh. I'm almost daily on LinkedIn and checking stuff out. So definitely, it's a good start.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you're off to a great thing with your short-term rental, mid-term rental business, a nice mix of those, bringing people on, being a co-host with other people who have properties that are perhaps a little bit undermanaged and taking care of those and bringing them up to good profitability and sharing in those profits. That's really, really smart. And you're starting to look, keeping going with the hospitality business, but maybe kicking up a notch or two into a small boutique hotel. That seems like a really good path forward as well. So I wish you the best of luck with your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's a pleasure being here and great to meet you.
All right, everybody, take care. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.